This is Podtacular, episode 125, Habanero Halo, for the week of August 13th, 2007.
All right, gentlemen, let's get freaky!
Well, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I'm Fumo Jive.
I'm JVB.
And I'm Doodirock.
Woo! Welcome, man. Long time coming.
Rock.
I know, right?
Yeah, man.
I've been out of the podcasting game, but I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance with you guys.
How long has it been since you guys stopped podcasting altogether?
It's been a little bit over three, almost 4 months, actually. It's been a while.
Wow.
Dang, man.
Yeah, I used to listen to you guys.
Yeah, you know, it gets rough. It's hard to run a website with two guys doing a podcast who don't want to do anything but talk, you know.
I hear that, man. You guys did a great job on that, though, definitely. And dude, I was checking out your site recently, and your site looks really great. It looks like it's gone through a series of improvements over there, and man, you guys do a great job on that.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, we took some time. You know, the site has been up for almost 2 years now, and we decided, you know, it was time to give it the facelift we all think it deserved. So we spent about 3 or 4 months going through, adding some features and stuff, and redesigning the entire interface, and it's looking pretty nice, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Who's pretty much in charge of the whole redesigning of the website? Was it you, or was it a bunch?
It's actually me. Before I started Tool to Play, I actually used to work in a design firm, designing sites, interfaces, and stuff like that, and kind of branched out on my own. And, you know, I've always been into gaming, so I kind of just started Tool to Play as a little side project, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I handled most of the redesign with a couple of other friends, and a lot of the programming with D-Smooth, the other guy, helped me out with the programming, and about a little bit of outside programming as well to help finish stuff off, you know.
Awesome.
Can you just tell us a little bit about what Tool to Play is, for those of us that don't know?
Yeah, Tool to Play is, I guess from how it sounds, is a site for older gamers. We pretty much accept anyone over the age of 25. The reason really being the 25 we came to was when I built the site, I was 25. So I really couldn't go any lower than the age of 25, or else it wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, we figure that 25 years of age or older, you're pretty much either have some kids, you're probably out of college, or if not, you have a job. So everyone kind of has a platform that they all know about, understand, and can relate to. So the site's kind of built off of that basis, that everyone kind of has a similar interests with gaming and in their lives and stuff like that. So that's kind of why we built the site.
Cool.
Nice, nice. Well, that pretty much answered the question I was asking.
So double answer there.
Yeah, double answer. I like,
Nice.
you know, I'm trying to kill 2 birds with one stone.
Bonus points, man.
Oh, no.
Well, cool. So,
Yes.
So you have this comprehensive site that gets people together in different games. You used to do a podcast with that as well. You have all kinds of different tournaments and stuff too, right? You guys got a lot of stuff going on with that.
Yeah, we try to basically create an insular group, so you don't have to ever play with what we call Timmies anymore. And a Timmy is essentially just any young kid that likes to scream into the mic, you know, swear as much as they possibly can, you know, use racism as much as they can, whatever they possibly can to annoy you. Especially the singing. The singing, personally, for me, is just the worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we try to create a community that is, you know, a one-stop shop. So tournaments, like you said, podcasts. We have blogs now. We're currently beta testing clan home pages. So now clans within Tool to Play will be able to have their own clan page, have their own news of their own, you know, their own scheduling, their own calendars of events and stuff like that. So really try to create a place where you can get away with, or get away from like the teenage and younger crowd, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know, and like we always say, it's not to say that we're mature. We always say immature older gamers wanted. You know, the idea being that just because we're mature or just because we're older doesn't mean we have to give up having fun and, you know, be extremely serious. So we have all types of clans, you know, clans that are completely a goof and, you know, everyone acts a certain way, and then we have clans that are a little more serious. But really the main thing is just that you're over 25, and at least you all can relate to one another, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Absolutely. Oh, and from what I've seen from in the past year, you guys are doing a great job with that.
Yeah, we're focusing a lot on news and stuff, and really trying to get the industry interested in us, more than just a portal, but also let the industry know that older gamers are a large part of the population.
Yeah.
Especially with Halo in general. We started as a Halo clan, and we've always been very into the Halo universe and stuff like that. So it all really kind of spawned from Halo in that sense, where there was a large group of older gamers that played Halo, and we just wanted to try to get a place for them to all meet up, because no one really knew. I almost stopped playing Xbox Live after because I played Halo 1. I absolutely was in love with the game, and we would have parties at my house, and have 5 or 6 guys over and have little miniature LANs, and it was just a blast. And
Nice.
for me, I thought, oh my god, Halo 2 is going to be like the salvation for us all. We're all going to be online now. And then I just remember when I first got online, it was like the worst possible experience like anyone can have on live. It's just like screaming children and cheating, like all day cheating, quitting out teammates that can't handle it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it formed. We actually met a guy online and said, hey, do you want to join, our clan? We're just a bunch of older guys. And it was just 3 people. It was me, Ebola, and Mike James, actually, who still is
nice.
A moderator on the site to this day. So, yeah, that's kind of how, Halo really started the whole thing. So we're looking really forward to Halo 3 and all the other stuff,
Yeah.
But, no.
You guys you guys currently had an event in Chicago?
Yes, we had our 3rd annual, or some could call it the 4th annual, Too Old to Con conference LAN party in Chicago. It's just a 3-day event where everyone from the site gets together for charity and has a LAN party.
Nice.
And this year it was really a huge success. We raised over $1,000 for Children's Memorial Hospital in Chicago.
Sweet.
We donated an Xbox 360, 2 regular Xboxes, a bunch of Game Cubes and games to all the kids, while they wait treatment, so they have something to do, so they can have fun, stuff like that. But it was an extremely fun event, an extremely funny event.
What was the turnout?
We had about 160 people show up for the weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's a pretty big
last year we had 80. Yeah, it was. We had 3 rooms, 3 full rooms together, which is basically one ballroom at the Wyndham O'Hare. We brought in 70 LCD screens, 70 Xbox 360s,
Wow.
2 projectors, 1 for Guitar Hero, 1 for the Wii, of course.
Naturally.
And a large showing of World of Warcraft, which has infected the Too Old to Play website.
Oh boy.
Like a disease, gentlemen, like a disease.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this even on the air, but this once happy Halo 2 player has been stuck in World of Warcraft himself.
Oh,
yes.
You're plagued. Get away.
Yes. Which is the truth behind the podcast's recent falling off.
Oh.
That's the inside scoop.
Oh. Man.
I know, it's
That's
depressing.
worse than I thought.
It's depressing, I know. I apologize up front to any Halo players out there. All I can say from my own experience, people just stay away from the crack. That's all I can say.
Definitely. That's why
Yeah.
I haven't attempted to play that.
Yes, keep it away.
World of Warcraft.
Epic game
Exactly.
of podcast destroying.
It's a life destroyer. Thank God it's only destroyed the podcast so far. Gotta get as far away from that thing as possible. But no, so it was a really good time. We had some tournaments, and the great thing is that Microsoft really came through more than anyone, and they sent us a ton of gear, Gears of War, like 5 copies of that, 6 copies of
Nice.
Shadowrun, and tons of like jumper suits, hats, like
Nice.
jackets. I could go on and on, but it really impressed me how much they actually cared.
Nice.
And they helped us. We basically raffled it all off at the end. Had a big raffle on Saturday night, and they helped us raise an additional $1,500 just on raffle tickets alone. So Microsoft really came through for all the kids and stuff. So at least I have this opportunity to thank them as well. But yeah, it was a great event, and we do it every year, and so far it's doubled in size every year. So you guys should definitely check it out next year. You guys can do a podcast from there. I think that'd be cool as hell.
That would be cool. Definitely.
Yeah,
and,
we would hopefully down the line try to do something like that.
That would be cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a pain in the butt, I can tell you right now. And it's always extremely stressful when you set it up, but once it gets going, man, it is a really a good time.
Yeah.
And you meet a really
how tough was it to
It was really tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, just because the logistics of everything was just such a huge pain in the butt. Powering 70 stations, we had to bring in another couple hundred watts of electricity over the weekend over and over again, and keep adding more and more electricity because you're blowing breakers every 5 seconds. And we had an open bar, and which was maybe a mistake. So sure.
Crap.
You get a bunch of old guys together, and they think it's college again, and it's not. So.
Oh no.
So we had some fun there,
on the carpet and.
a little bit of hotel issues there and stuff like that, but I mean it is a fun event, and
hopefully you're welcome back.
This year actually, we talked to them, and the thing is, especially with the alcohol, when you have everyone over 25, the bar, they did a couple thousand in sales, so they couldn't have been angry,
Yeah.
Oh,
with stuff like that. Yeah.
They were like,
but
again, please.
Yeah, exactly. They were all nervous during, and then once it ended, they were like, "Don't go," Why don't you stay another day? Come on, we'll put the Warcraft on. You can sit right here. Or let's just stay in the lobby.
The bar over there, they did a couple 50,000 in sales, so they were doing all right.
We're done for the year. Yeah, so it was cool, and we actually streamed it all live this year via the internet. So that was really cool too. So if you ever went to the site during the LAN on the homepage and on the LAN page, we had a constant 24-hour video stream, audio stream up. So you can see everything happening at the event. You could chat live with anyone at the event that was next to the camera. We had a little laptop there, so you could go into the chat room.
Nice.
And then you could do live donations for the raffle. So we raffled out some stuff via the internet. We raffled out a limited edition Xbox 360 faceplate from E3. I guess they only made a couple.
Yeah.
And Microsoft sent us over one of those as well. So we did that, solely for the people that were watching live. It was really kind of cool to know that they could see you and kind of do the LAN that way. So no one was safe. They said last year, everything that stays at the LAN is at the LAN. Or everything that happens there rather. And this year it was kind of 24 hours a day. So,
nice.
It was cool though. I mean, it was cool. I definitely think you guys should check it out, or at least try to have one on your own. They're just a lot of fun to meet all the people that you talk to every day and never see. I mean, that's the kind of cool part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Which brings us to what we are talking about on this show. This week we're talking about some of the recent stuff that's been announced for the Halo universe. It's coming out in Halo 3. And some cool stuff to definitely go over, and we're going to get to that as we go through them. We got lots of people that sent in stuff, lots of new people that sent in stuff for this week's show from Podtacular.com. So let's get started on those and get into what's been covered this week. Who wants to start us off?
Cool. I'll start it off. We're going to go with German Man. He goes, "Holy Habanero." The flamethrower should be pretty fun considering the fact it won't be a continuous stream of fire. As for the fourth grenade, I thought it would be some sort of pipe bomb based on the screenshots. I am totally pumped to burn some brutes and roast some wrongdoers. Finally, no clan support just kills me inside. But Bungie did say that in the podcast, we could still set up some sort of clan and organized matches over Bungie.net. Well, I certainly hope so, because the vital part of the entire community and what was built on it,
Yeah.
My whole feeling of the clan support, and I've talked about this with a bunch of guys. over at Tool to Play is that it's really a precursor for something much bigger that Microsoft is going to do within the Xbox Live interface.
Yeah.
I just don't think for a minute that Bungie would give up quite possibly the largest part of what made Halo 2 so successful. I just don't buy it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And the only reason I can see them doing that is because Xbox Live has a way for you to create clans or create separate friends lists for games coming out within the fall update. I mean, I could be wrong. That's just me spitting out some rumors.
Yeah, there have been some speculation on that.
Yeah, I mean, but to me, it just would not make any sense to destroy one of the most vital pieces of Halo 2.
Yeah.
So to clarify, the way we found out about this is it was on the Bungie podcast. You guys can check that out on iTunes. Bungie podcast, they talked about recently how someone asked point blank, is there going to be clan support in Halo 3? And they said no. They said that it's the way they did it before. It turned out they apparently broke some kind of rules. At least that's the way it came across to me with Xbox Live. That it shouldn't have been like that. It was basically a second friends list. They said, and that it didn't kind of carry over to Halo 3. They said that while they don't have it coming out in the launch Halo 3, it may be something that they'll offer as downloadable content. But in the meantime, what they will have is on the website, they'll have ways to get players together. They'll have ways to get people together as a team. So that will, in some ways, replace the clan functionality within Halo 3. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I mean,
That's
when I think of not having a, in a way, and I discussed this with some Tool to Play guys before as well. In a way, it's good for communities like mine and communities like yours. As bad as it sounds, only because then it forces people to really seek out communities, beyond being on the game itself, and to find out if there are communities available to suit them. So in a way, I guess in a morbid way, it's good for us in terms of gathering our community together and playing games together. But in no way do I think it's a good thing. I mean, to me, losing clan support, all we talked about was like, oh wow, Halo 3 is going to come out, and the clan, our old clan, which is almost 3 years old now, would finally be able to all get back together and play Halo again, which was really exciting. So, unfortunately, I don't know, it's kind of a bummer. I don't know why they would all of a sudden say that it was some rule they broke, which I've always found was kind of strange.
Yeah, me too.
I don't really get that. Especially now that you're owned by Microsoft. I mean, Bungie is Bungie, but let's face it, it's Microsoft's game. So I would figure they could do whatever they want to do. It's not like there's some third-party development company.
And if it was such a big rule to begin with, I mean, they did it in Halo 2. So obviously, Microsoft had to, known what exactly they were going to do with clan support in Halo 2. Mm-hmm. And obviously, in Halo 3, it was such a huge, well, not in Halo 3, but in Halo 2, it was such a huge part of the game. Obviously, people expected it in Halo 3. So I don't think there was any sort of mistake. I just feel that, like you said, there might be, I mean, I've heard the rumor as well, there might be some kind of clan support, function in the fall update, which, it makes sense, because there's a lot of games out there that don't have clan support.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that, the thing is, I mean, they mentioned a couple things of that. First of all, they mentioned that it was like a second friends list, basically, on Xbox Live. And I think a lot of people have said that, and I've always disagreed with that. And it really surprised me to hear it out of, someone working at Bungie saying that it's basically just a second friends list, because it's not at all. It's a team list that is managed only by, certain people that are allowed to on the team. So it's not everybody can just add to the friends list. So it's a central way that you can interact with that. And some people have suggested that they're talking about possibly allowing it in future downloads. That some people are saying that it might be just a clan blade within the Xbox Live interface, and a separate way to get together as these centrally managed teams within different games and stuff, so that it can be outside of just the Halo interface. And I think that's what they were talking about Xbox Live having a problem with originally.
Right.
And another thing is that they mentioned that this thing about possibly breaking rules on Xbox Live, and it makes me wonder that when you get a clan invite in Halo 2 within the Xbox 360 interface, it comes up as you got a team invite. Do you want to accept it or decline it? And that it's like if it's within the 360 interface, how can it be breaking the rules? If it still carries over to that. So.
Yep.
That's my take.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting statements, from Bungie there. What's true, what's fake? I mean, we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, you look at what they said with the co-op support before, and that was all leaked. And they said, oh, there's no co-op. We're not announcing anything like that. And then 3 weeks later, there's 4-player co-op confirmed. So you can't really buy what Bungie's selling you until it's got a price tag on it, I guess, is the way I look at it.
Yep.
So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Well, at least there's something with the with whatever it is there is on the website. I mean, granted we'll have our own things going on with our respective websites, but at least there's something where people can go to, like a central place for Halo stuff, and find teams to get together with, and that's better than nothing, I suppose. But we definitely, I'm sure pretty much most of the community, those of us out there that are community minded, that realize that Halo has really fostered such a great community with Halo 2, and that it's really gimped out and lacking without clan support. So here's to hoping they find a way to add it in the future.
Yeah, and you look at Forza 2, there was a big uproar because they didn't have car club support. Mm-hmm. And now that I'm hearing this, I can see where I can see now that because there was no support for a car club in Forza 2, mm-hmm. which was a huge selling point in Forza, the original one for Xbox. I can see that maybe that rumor it makes a lot of sense now. Yeah. The more I think about it, because you take these two big games, and Halo's they're a huge franchise, and they understand. They're not dumb. They communicate with the community and everything. So yeah, I think there is something up Microsoft's sleeve when it comes to that fall update.
Yep. We'll see how that comes out, definitely. Well, on to one from Drive C, who writes in saying, apparently the only game that had real success with clans was Halo 2, and now they've taken away from Halo 3. It seems like Bungie tried to phase out clans before by getting rid of their clan matches earlier in the second year of the game, but clans still set up links with each other, and clans play successful games. Personally, I would like clans in Halo 3 and clan matches in Halo 2, because clans just team up in match-made games and ruin the experience by being cocky and arrogant. Also, usually wearing the same exact color, just a pet peeve of mine. Also, another reason is Drive C says that. Also, another reason is that the actual Xbox Live service wanted to phase out clan support due to low usage. Besides Halo 2, interesting take on it.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, I believe it was Rainbow Six Black Arrow that had clan support where you can actually, I believe it was the first title, you can actually send a voice message to your teammates, and that was near the same time where they came out with that feature where you can send like a 20-second voice message to somebody over Xbox Live in your friends list. And that one, Black Arrow, it did pretty well with bringing the Rainbow Six community together as well. Mm-hmm. So if a game, and well, not the game itself, but if the developers can bring out a good form of clan support, then it's not going to be underused. It would. Right. You bring a franchise like Rainbow Six back, with Vegas. Mm-hmm. And everybody would love clan support in that one.
Right.
Yeah, as long as the game has popularity, there's absolutely no reason there should not be clan support. Of course, if a game sucks, there's not going to be clans. Who's playing it? There's going to be a small group of people that are playing the game, and there's no way there's going to be enough people for them to get together and want to start a clan. But I mean, those popular games, even Gears of War, I could totally see, a ton of clans forming just for that game. I personally don't like it, but
Can't wait, man.
I think Fumo Jack can agree with that.
Dude, high five over the internet, man. High five.
Virtual high five.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right on.
And but yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have the popularity to carry over. I mean, I think it's really silly for anyone to say that there isn't going to be any people that are going to be interested just because the game doesn't have a clans list. I think if you put a clans list in, and the game's popular, you're gonna definitely get some clans out of it. That's just the way it goes. People meet each other, they like each other, or they don't, and if they do like each other, they want to play again with each other. And the friends list is proven to just not be large enough to hold all those friends. I mean, I have 3 tags on Xbox Live because if I didn't, I couldn't get everyone on my list that I want to be on.
Right.
And so and so part of me almost looks at Microsoft doing this as a way for me to make me spend more money. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like they've always had an outcry from the community that the friends list is broken, extremely incomplete, and extremely inefficient. And no one seems to ever disagree with that.
When I was at Seattle for a Crackdown event, and they were showing us, I believe it's called ZOC, they call it, and it was, a little tour of the Xbox Live facilities, and, I asked them about why is our friends list limited to 100 people, and they claim that only about 5% of gamers have more than 100 friends online. So that was their reasoning. I mean, I don't know how true that is, how accurate the numbers are.
I mean, so that means 95% of all Xbox Live gamers can't seem to make friends? I mean, that doesn't seem like a very successful service, or at least a very social group of people that are playing, which
they say on average, the average gamer has about 30 friends. Where I can see that happening, some people have maybe 10. I know some guys who really aren't real sociable.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the 3 of us are very popular in our communities, and we have a lot of people,
right,
who want to be on our friends list and stuff. So.
Well, the thing is, I mean, a lot of people I know have their friends list maxed out, and I don't. Sometimes it's people. Like, sometimes it's people like, for instance, I think probably all of us have whittled our friends list down to where pretty much everyone on our friends list, we recognize their names.
Right.
If we don't play with them all the time necessarily. But we really don't want to take them off our friends list because they're our friends. Even though,
exactly.
I'm sorry if we have 100 friends, I'm sorry. But we do, I promise we do. It's not like we have 100 people that we know. We have 100 friends, okay? So that's the thing, is like,
oh man, I mean,
if we're talking about increasing the friends list limit for that 5%, what's the big deal? Increase it for the 5%. You're only increasing it for 5%. You're not increasing it really for 95% because 95% don't use that much. So what's the big deal? You
exactly.
calm a lot of people that are really ticked about it, and it just makes people applaud Microsoft that much more, that they're willing to help out the community. I don't know. That's my take on it.
To have a service on a PC like Xfire where you can have unlimited, I mean, the whole problem here is that there's a limit on there, and there's no sort of technological reason for there to be a limit. Mm-hmm. It's really just a limit. I mean, if you had an actual reason, I guess we could, all say, oh, well, the CPU power can't handle 101. If you have 101, the entire thing catches on fire. Okay, we get it. We understand. Yeah. Right. We won't request any more. But for you to just say that, hey, there's a limit because there's a limit, really doesn't make any sense. I mean, when you have a PC, essentially, like the 360, I mean, that's what it is, with so much power, and with all the ways of social networking on the web and how people communicate with one another on a PC, tying those two things together just seems, common sense to me. Give me a friends list where I can tag my friends. I can say, here's the friends that I have in my local area. That's one set of friends. Here's my group of friends that play Gears of War. Here's my group of friends that are just like my pals from college or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
But, this isn't like rocket science. This is something that's been going on for forever, at least within the last 5 years on the web.
And for free.
And for free. Right. I mean, we're paying, people sometimes do forget that.
Yeah.
But we are paying for this service, and it seems completely crazy to me that with Friends List, Instant Messenger, the way that is, we've been doing this since the early 90s. Why do we have this huge step back with Xbox Live, where we can only communicate with 100 people? I mean, do I have to get AIM just to connect with these people? Why not? Why, with MSN Messenger even, why do we have this limit? They clearly know how it should be done.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just bizarre. I don't know.
Yeah,
I could talk all day about the Friends List
Yeah,
and
me
my
too.
hatred of it.
And I have to say two more things before we move on. Is that first of all, you were mentioning that you have your Gears of War's friends, you have your other game friends. Some people only play specific games, and
Right.
you have those people on your friends list because they play those games, and they don't. You have other people to play other games. So pretty soon that adds up. The more games you have, especially, and other people. I was gonna say, like I said, I have 100 people that I recognize on my friends list. Some people just want to add a bunch of people to their friends list so that they'll have a significant amount of people online at any one time. So like they could go on at 2 a.m. and they'll have 5 or 10 friends on just because of the sheer number of friends they have on their friends list. And that I think is a pretty good idea in general, but it would be much more effective if you could add up to maybe 200 friends or something like that, or just freaking remove the limit, But
I mean, all the friends that you have are not always going to buy all the games that you buy, and they're not going to play the games that you play.
Nope.
Right.
So you have your Halo friends, and all of a sudden, I bought Shadowrun. I enjoy it. Some people don't, and I understand that. But then I have to go through my friends list and clear out all the people that aren't playing enough Shadowrun, because at the time, that's what I'm playing.
Yeah.
So now I have to delete all these people, and it's like, well, I don't want to delete them. I mean, I wish I could just put them to the side for, a couple months. I'll get sick of Shadowrun. I'll bring them back.
Yeah.
But that's a huge pain in the ass. I really want to be able to say, oh, well, these are the Shadowrun people I play with. And if I'm done with those people, I'll delete them and move on. But for me to have to, rearrange an entire friends list of 100 people just to get 30 people on there is just, it's really just bizarre. I mean, the whole thing to me is just so backwards. It doesn't really make
It
sense.
definitely is. And
it's like group therapy. I feel better.
I know.
I know. I was about to bust into tears, and I'm glad that this subject is almost over. Cause
Yeah, unfortunately,
very
it's something
painful
we
for
all
me.
like and enjoy. So I mean, we got to deal with it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My name is Mike, and
Alright.
I'm a friends list addict.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I
Exactly.
only have 100 friends on my list. Hi, Mike.
So hard to get
Okay.
through each day.
Fearmaster93 says, finally, a napalm grenade that will work great in narrow hallways and small entrances to bases. This will be an awesome in campaign mode. I wonder what will happen if you throw one at a pack of grunts. This should work great on the Flood. I wonder if it's Forerunner or Human. I hate that the clans are not in Halo 3. I feel as though we're going to hear a lot about that.
Yeah.
It was like a second friends list, and I like that I could join people that I didn't send a friend request to. I guess it will work to some extent with recent players lists. I will miss it, though. I can't wait to buy some Game Fuel and Game Fuel Slurpees. Okay.
Peace.
Slurpees. Yeah, I think we've pretty much killed the whole Halo 3 clan thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But napalm grenades, that's a separate story. I am a huge fan of the napalm grenade. I think it sounds awesome.
Oh, definitely. I mean, just imagine, like during a capture the flag match or something, and you're in a little corner hiding, and a bunch of people come trying to infiltrate your base, and boom, you just whack them with a nice little napalm grenade for their troubles.
Now I understand it basically creates a kind of a barrier of burning liquid over a specific area for maybe 5 or 10 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
So, for instance, they gave the example of using it in a doorway to cover your exit on capturing the flag. or something like that. So
Yeah,
that kind of thing I can see coming real handy.
I wonder if there's a counter to that.
Well, did they say that the napalm grenade was going to burn down the bubble shield? I couldn't remember if they said that or just the fire. Okay, just the flamethrower.
Yeah, I believe the flamethrower you could.
Okay. Because I've always liked, during the beta especially, now I can't remember the name of the map, where you would come through the gates, and if you grab the flag, you can throw a bubble shield right in front of the gate while you were leaving.
Oh, yeah, that was...
And, you know...
Oh, man, that was high impact. No, what am I talking
High ground?
High ground, yeah.
But I love that. And for me now, when I heard about the napalm grenade, I'm just imagining like throwing a firing pit in front of there, and like how much cooler that would be.
Yeah,
where they really can't step over it. You know, you just kind of got to try to jump, and you know, depending on how much damage it takes, whether it's worth it to make the jump or not. I think that is going to be such a cool element, man. I mean, I've always loved the strategy of Halo and Halo 2. And it seems to get better as they come out with the series, and especially with this kind of these new secondary weapons, I'm really starting to see that, especially with the napalm grenade, and obviously with the bubble. It adds this like totally new dynamic to how to fight in a battle and what to bring into a battle and what to be prepared for. And so I think the napalm grenade is just really going to be, you know, something pretty cool. I can imagine going into a bubble and throwing the napalm grenade inside the bubble while someone's in there and just running out, watching them burn in this little bubble, this little furnace.
All oxygen disappears.
Yeah, a little kiln, a Master Chief kiln. He comes out as a pot.
Yeah, but that was one thing you mentioned, you know, strategy, and you know, a lot of people who are gonna, you know, for the first time play, you know, Halo Online, they're gonna look at these weapons and really have no idea what to use them for. While, you know, some of the more seasoned veterans like us, we're gonna come up with strategies to try to utilize these, you know, secondary weapons to the best of our abilities. So it's gonna be, you know, I guess for the first few months, there's gonna be a lot of tutorials going around, you know, within the game itself. You know, some of these people are gonna be like, "What's this?" and "How do I throw this?" and then next thing you know, they're throwing what was the deployable weapon that deploys your energy
so many
shields?
of them now.
Yeah, I know.
The shield drainer, yeah.
Yeah.
Shield drainer, yeah.
You know, so
I don't blame you for. I mean, come on, you know, there's just like a huge amount of weapons and equipment and vehicles, and
how do you guys feel about the shield drainer? I hate to get off subject, but I was.
I enjoy it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because there was plenty of times where I got double kills after I died because I would throw it down, and you know, they'd kill me, but they would just stay there, and it, you know, obviously lower their shields, and then by the time it detonates, they're too close. You know, they didn't run far enough, and they get caught. And you know, I mean, that was a good laugh, at least for me. Or, you know, in a tight spot, you can just throw it down and run away, and you know they gotta wait until it goes in self-destruct.
Yeah, it's a good defensive weapon. That's definitely true. Yeah.
It's kind of funny how sometimes in close range or in relatively close range, it can kind of turn into the first part of a noob combo. You know, where you kind of turn the tides on someone.
Yeah.
They got a couple shots off on you, and then you drop that down and turn around and
fire
hit
once
him in the head. And
yeah, and you can I actually was successful with hitting a ghost with it, and the guy he flew by it, and the ghost just, you know, it just sat down, and he goes, and I hear him, what's going on? And I melee.
Cheater!
Yeah.
you modded.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and to go off topic again, you know, Gamertag Radio Godfrey, he did a experimental roundtable through a video roundtable with Liquid Life and Vicious 696 from Uncle Gamer. And for those that know Liquid Life, he's not anti-Halo, but he just claims that Halo is overhyped and hasn't done anything new for the first-person genre. And I gotta disagree with him because I mean, just the fact that there are so many new items being added to what's already a deep, multiplayer experience, and then they're saying there's surprises in store for us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you look at Halo 2, and it's being played still to this very day. And to me, if a game that's being played for so long, never did anything to change the first-person genre, I mean, Halo's a perfect example of it.
Yeah, you're either wrong or you got a lot of stupid people on your hands. I mean, that's basically how that works when you have that many people playing. I mean, the biggest thing that Halo 2 ever did, and I agree to some extent with what he's saying, that it's not something revolutionary. It is just a first-person shooter. I agree with that. But, going back to those clans and stuff like that, Xbox Live is what made Halo 2 so successful. It put the FPS shooter in the living rooms of everybody and gave them the easiest possible way to connect with one another to play that game.
Yeah.
And it has a great story. Its basis is great. I mean, everything about the storyline and the lore of it all, to use a Warcraft term, is what gets people excited. I mean, people dig Master Chief. They dig that whole thing. They, up until, I guess you can say, the Arbiter, they dug pretty much everything about the series.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, it is just a first-person shooter. But then again, every game, successful or not, is just a first-person shooter. I've seen games that have tried to do things that are definitely different, and do try to expand the way FPSs work, and they fail a lot of the times. I mean, just because you're doing something different doesn't make it great.
Right, like Oddworld Stranger's Wrath did not go above Halo 2.
Exactly.
That's I think that's
One
a
of the
perfect
games I was
example,
thinking
because
about.
that one went way out into being very creative, and I really enjoy that game. It's a really fun game. But it just didn't do as well because Halo 2 just made, like you said, made it so easy to really jump into the multiplayer arena.
Yeah.
And another thing, it just gave the whole multiplayer arena a goal. Like, what a concept! Instead of just finding random people and playing with them, and okay, let's do another game. Oh, playing with them. All right. No, you have to go and progress through the ranks, and that's the goal of the whole thing. And that makes it interesting because it makes it like a single player game and a multiplayer game combined.
Yeah. Okay, so moving along, Jigsaw Skill, he says, I'm a long-time listener of the show, and I like to declare myself friend of the program. I am very happy to see the community grow and to continue to bring strong Halo content each and every week. Fumo Jive, JVB, you guys do a nice job of keeping the listeners informed and entertained. Keep on doing a great job. Essentially, I want to say I am so excited for Halo 3. I've got the game pre-ordered on 4 different places just to get the midnight game on. Whoa. Just to get the game on midnight. I don't want to know what you're gonna do on midnight, buddy. But I know you're gonna get your game on. But here's the kicker. The other day I'm at a grocery store, and I see Mountain Dew, Game Fuel, and Master Chief on the box. Holy schmoly. This is cool. So I bought 16 packs. Whoa. 16 packs? Okay, anyway. This was everything this store had. My wife thinks I had lost my mind. I guess I have so much caffeine. I guess so much caffeine will do that. Anyway, here's to all that is awesome in the Halo universe. Let it continue to expand. So keep on drinking gamer fuel and gain 100 pounds and gain 100 pounds in 42 days until Halo 3 arrives. And I'll continue to be a friend of the program. Later, Jigsaw Kill. Thank you very much, Jigsaw. And I hope you don't overdose on Mountain Dew there.
Yeah, dude. I just read about this lady that got taken to the hospital for too much
Sounds
caffeine.
extremely dangerous. Yes.
Yeah.
May or may not explode.
So what do you guys think of this crazy Mountain Dew Game Fuel thing going on, this cross-promotion with Master Chief on the bottle, right?
I was laughing because I'm like, wow, just something else that, Halo enthusiasts are going to have to go out and buy and maybe just Even my wife was like, "Are you gonna if you find one, will you save it? Will you collect it?" And I'm like,
Will you buy the whole store out of their entire inventory like this guy did?
I mean, 20 years down the line, I'm gonna look at my Mountain Dew and
And you're gonna punch yourself in the face. That's what you're gonna do.
This is the original Mountain Dew, man. I bought it when it came out.
Dude, this is gamer fuel. I'm so tired I should drink one.
It's all dried out now. I'm gonna snort it.
Yeah. Man, that's good fuel.
It's so extreme.
Concentrated Master Chief.
I mean, it looks like gasoline.
Right.
The color of gasoline.
I'm not a fan of Mountain Dew, so.
I used to be, but I found myself drinking a lot of it, and I gained those 42 pounds in 2 days. But but no, I mean it's interesting. I mean, you put two and two together, they kind of coincide because one of the more popular drinks for gamers is Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, when Halo 3 comes around, there's going to be a lot of people playing up till the wee hours of the morning, and what better way to stay awake than to pop in a can of gasoline? So, it's a good strategy.
Yes, man. That's like a great way to incite a bunch of heart attacks, in my opinion, man. I stay away from from soda in general. I mean, some of you might consider that a little extreme, but I know it's like crazy unhealthy, so.
No, if they came up with a
especially
diet.
Mountain Dew. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, man.
How can you have? What I want to know is how can you have more caffeine than Mountain Dew? Isn't Mountain Dew like just like a drop of water and 99% caffeine and then a little bit of sugar?
I don't think there's any water in the entire drink. I really don't. I used to maybe believe that.
It's kind of chalky.
150 grams of sugar.
Exactly. There's
You
something
gotta drink it
nuclear
like a
in
Slurpee.
there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I think so.
if they made a diet Mountain Dew edition, then I'm all for
What
it.
what possibly could be Diet Mountain Dew though?
That's
What would
like
that,
diet
what would that
lard.
consist of?
It just does
Yeah,
not.
I don't know what that
It's
is.
not possible.
fat-free lard.
You get the Diet Martin, and basically it's just I don't know. They give you like a laxative or something. That's what they call diet. There's just a laxative in there.
Yeah.
That's the only way they could. Yeah.
It's like vegetarian beef. It's like jumbo shrimp.
Exactly. There you go.
It's Mountain Dew prune edition.
It's Mountain Duty. Is what that is. It's got my face on it.
No,
Hey,
Dude, I rock.
Exactly.
Doo-doo.
Mountain
Well,
Duty.
hey, I mean, now we're starting to see the Halo 3, advertisement, extravaganza, and
Right.
I mean, we do have a few other things to talk about as far as promotional, cross-promotional events and stuff, and questionable, the vehicles and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'll pick up a case eventually.
I don't know if anyone else covers this, so why don't we just talk about that now? Pontiac is doing some kind of, I don't know what it is because it hasn't, as far as I know, it hasn't been in the media yet, but somehow Pontiac is doing some kind of cross promotion with Halo 3?
What?
Like, they have some vehicle coming out called the G6, which better look exactly like a Warthog, otherwise, like, what's the point?
Well, the G6 is currently in rotation. They do make it, but yeah, like you said, there better be a turret in the back of my G6.
Damn straight, man.
I don't want a green car with big Halo 3 insignia on the seats, and I want to see Cortana pop out of the pop to me on the dashboard.
Turn right at the next street.
See, I would buy that actually. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A turret. And then you get your choices of different turrets.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the dealership, we got the rocket launcher turret add-on. If you want the flamethrower turret, it's gonna cost you an extra $5,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, what can he possibly do, man? I mean, yeah, I can imagine a greenish G6, and I don't know, man.
Okay, here's what I want to know. Okay, first of all, you have two possible scenarios here. You have people that go to the Pontiac dealer and go, "Oh, they're talking about it. This is cross-promoted with Halo 3. I should buy that game because I'm getting a Pontiac."
Yeah, it doesn't even make any sense to me. I mean, I don't even... What does that mean? Like, maybe they give you the game with it,
I wonder who approached who about that deal. Like, Pontiac
I gotta think Pontiac.
Yeah, Pontiac must have been like, "Look, man,
Guys, we got this great idea.
Yeah, we're gonna put your logo in one of our most highly anticipated vehicles."
You know, I mean, I can see that Halo 3 edition Pontiac, you know, coming out of freaking Hertz Rent-A-Car or something. Because that's that's the only place I see G6s. So
I didn't even know highly anticipated and Pontiac could be in the same sentence. So
well, you know that's
I'm still shocked at that. But yeah,
that's the PR people talking. You know?
Pontiac. Yeah, so
you
like
think of teenagers and speed and hipness. You think of a Pontiac G6.
hipness.
yeah, just the word hipness is I'm
like,
so sold on that right now.
That's kind of ironic. That's like the word contemporary. It's so not contemporary.
Right, exactly.
Bling blinging, our G6 is our main goal.
So that was the first scenario, right? People going to the Pontiac dealer. The second scenario is even more unlikely. People go to GameStop with like pennies enough to be able to get Halo 3, and they're like, "Oh crap! Look at this, the Pontiac G6. It's advertised along with Halo 3. Oh, I better hurry to the Pontiac dealer right after I finish buying Halo."
Mommy, I found the car of my dreams.
If I don't get this G6, I want to shoot somebody.
With the BR.
Or just imagine you going on a date for the first time with this hot chick, and you pick up in a Halo 3 car.
Yeah.
And
What kind of
then
dope is she
the date
She's gonna
probably
be-
ends right there. Apparently.
She's gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're so hot. You have a Halo 3 car. Take me now.
Take me down to your mother's basement immediately.
Take me down, Master Chief.
Game over, man.
I'm your Cortana."
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just that, man. I mean, it's bad enough I get goofed on at work because they call me. Whenever I get a phone call, they go Halo 3, Halo Hotline. I'm JVB blah blah. But imagine if I showed up in a Halo 3 edition G6. Man.
First they rip on you for it being a G6, and then they'd rip on you for it being. You'd have like two things you'd have to explain. That would just not be. That would suck.
Your stereo's blasting. It's like,
That's the only thing that plays. There's actually no stereo. It's just an MP3 loop you have to deal with.
That's my favorite part.
You're like headbanging in the car. Yeah, guys, come on.
Oh God. Yes.
Go down on the rocks.
Yeah, bro. Why is the same song playing over and over? Well,
It's a promotion.
I'm really interested. I mean, how would the rims look like? I mean, are they gonna have like 24-inch rims?
Are gonna have four-wheel steering?
Spin? I know.
I would hope so.
Are they gonna be spinners?
Yeah, man.
Are they gonna be in the shape of the Halo 3 logo?
They gotta be spinners.
Which would be really ugly.
Reduced gravity,
Right. Exactly.
I want a power slide, damn it. Yes, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You get in the car and like
Can't
your whole body just like lifts up to third-person view, and you have an arrow pop up in front of you.
You get a big HUD. You're like, oh, I get it. I like this.
All right.
Somebody jumps in the car with a flag.
Go, go! Oh, go!
Who the hell?
Right when you drive it off the lot, so you just get in it. Some dude just comes running out. I just armed the bomb. Get out! I armed the bomb. Like, oh God. Oh my God.
Dude, I just ordered a latte.
Come on, Florida.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's questionable, and I mean, hey, whatever's gonna whatever's going to create revenue,
Yeah.
but and free press. I don't know. I mean, hey,
It doesn't
widen
hurt
the
nobody.
audience.
It's just fun to
Yeah,
laugh
it's
at.
just fun to goof on.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what would have been better? Better use of the Halo, name and stuff. If you would have put it on toilet paper, this way it reaches an even wider audience.
Who doesn't
And
use toilet paper?
First thing you see when you're in the toilet, yeah, exactly. Everybody uses toilet
French,
paper,
yes.
and how many times are you gonna be, rolling that roll, and you're gonna see a bunch of threes, and hey, you see threes while you're doing number 2. So I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I think that would have been more. effective.
Eventually, you're like,
Right.
okay, I give in. I gotta buy this game.
Yeah, exactly, dude. This game is bugging me. It's a pain in the rectum.
But
Anyway.
Wow. Yeah. So these things are pretty weird.
Yes.
But whatever.
And what else was there? There was
Believe there was
wasn't
one
there
last
Doritos
thing.
or something? we
Yeah,
gotta
there
find
is a
out.
Doritos promo, isn't there?
clearly.
Halo 3,
Yeah.
Doritos, they just kind of go hand in hand,
Yeah,
Right.
and what is this telling the American youth? Buy our game, get fat, and then go buy a Pontiac G6. You are going to get laid constantly. I mean,
Pretty
how
much.
healthy are? I mean, how healthy?
Yeah,
is
that
the
sounds about what they were talking about. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at that. I think of the meeting, and I think that's pretty much how it went.
Why don't you
It's the Doritos that really do it,
Right. The Doritos is the final
Doritos make you irresistible.
kicker.
Why don't you
Right.
sit around drinking Mountain Dew, eating Doritos, and prove to the general public that gamers are nothing but a bunch of lazy guys eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dews on the couch playing video games? You know
With
what
a
I mean?
G6 Spark
What a
on.
G6 Pontiac
They're just
Still
going
driving.
further
in a
to
green color.
reinforce stereotypes, and I don't appreciate it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Damn it, I'm fit. I'm Hercules. Anyway, did I say that out loud?
You did.
So the last thing we have to cover is the flamethrower, and I believe we have one from Killazilla here, who says, let's see, the flamethrower, not so much. I remember the flamethrower Bungie added to the Halo PC, and it was crap, unless you camped with it in your base. But half the time, you would burn yourself because the flame bounced off the walls. I hope Bungie has tweaked it to make it a more viable weapon this time around. He says he's also heard that they will burn parts of the environment will be burnable, such as trees and bushes. He says he remembers back in an old screenshot of Valhalla, some of the trees were charred and dead. Maybe that was a result of fire-based weapons. Well, I'll know come September 25th.
I always liked the flamethrower. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I really thought it was actually a cool thing, especially like how he said. I think it's a defensive weapon. I think a dude runs into your base, he's about to arm the bomb, and you set him on fire. I don't think it's really something that. In fact, all the third party weapon or the whatever third person weapons, they're really not like easy to manage or really meant for going out and kicking a bunch of butt. It's really more. They're all defensive weapons. They're all built to take things down, and protect a point. So I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, it's another weapon, and you're gonna have to learn how to use it effectively. Obviously, if you're in tight quarters and you shoot a flamethrower at a wall, it's gonna bounce right back to you. But,
Makes sense to me.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, every
I
time
don't know
I
how
shoot a
much-
flamethrower at a wall, it always bounces back to me and catches me on fire. So
I don't know how much he's dealt with flames before, but yeah, they generally will come back at you
Yeah,
if fired against concrete.
I mean, that's
Something.
just an observation. I mean,
yeah, I got the marks to prove it, man.
There you go.
Oh,
So
man.
the thing is,
Real world
okay,
experience.
I got to give my 2 cents on this one, right? Okay, here we go. First of all, we're in the future like a bazillion years, right? So we're Spartans that are like genetically enhanced, and we have perma-steel armor all over our entire bodies, and including our face and covering everything, our hands and feet and all that stuff. And not on top of that, we have energy shields that protect us even further from any damage. How the heck is fire going to do any damage to something like that? That's what I want to know. I mean,
fire's
I
always
really
been an
like
issue.
the firebomb idea. I think it's a great idea because I think it really makes like a burning liquid kind of damage wall that is really cool, like tactical advantage going on. But a flamethrower, I'm kind of with Killazilla on this one. What do you guys think?
Well, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Again, we're talking about a futurist. I mean, the idea of Halo itself, there's some pretty strange things. There's an energy sword that sucks you into people that stabs them in the back. It's kind of like, huh? I mean, like when they came out with the energy sword, I kind of had that whole feeling like this weapon really doesn't make sense to me. Like, what makes it like lunge at you? What is it? Why is it a heat-seeking sword of energy? So if they want to add some good old-fashioned fire in this, that's something my mind could at least grasp.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I'm just old and I don't understand energy swords like the young kids do. But
Plasma noob.
right, fire I get. You set someone on fire, and generally it's going to be an uncomfortable scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's my take on it. I like the fact that I like the particle effects of fire in video games. So,
Yeah,
I don't mind watching stuff burn. That's just fire.
Yeah. Well, did they specify exactly how much? And I don't, no pun intended, firepower is going to come out from this flamethrower? I mean, is it going to kill you instantly? It's a 3-second burst, so I'm assuming it's going to, do a lot of damage initially. I mean, but did they say it's going to like destroy everything in its path?
I would think it would be like he even says it, and how it was only used for defensive weapons. I think that's what it's going to be. I mean, I think you're going to wait in a base, a dude's going to come in, or better yet, a hog rolls by, and you set it on fire, and everyone in it just kind of burns slowly. That would be really cool to me if that's how it's used. But I can't see people going. I wonder if they're going to do the slow speed with third person, because a lot of the third person stuff you pick up in the game is really slow. So I'm assuming you're going to walk pretty slow with a flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. I think you are. I mean, the thing is massive when you look at the Halo 3 version.
Right.
I mean, I haven't compared it to the size of the Halo 1 version, but it really seems like it's definitely going to be a slow weapon. And it sounds like the way there's a 3-second burst as opposed to a constant stream, within 3 seconds, if you get them within your fire, it will probably kill them, I would think. And it sounds, and it sounds like it's going to do some serious damage to vehicles as well. So yeah, like you said, defensive weapon to keep people away from a certain, objective. And maybe we can kind of put off the kind of suspend the disbelief a little bit and just like, okay, Bungie, fine, you have flying swords, we'll deal with this one.
I'm just saying, if you agree with flying swords, then I should be able to agree with fire.
Fair enough.
That's just me. Okay.
Not to mention, there's suddenly 2 Master Chiefs in a area where there was only one in the story.
There you go. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And why are they fighting each other? What is wrong with them?
And where
They
did
should
he
all be
pull
happy.
that rocket launcher from?
Yeah.
It's
That was the question of the day back in one of our episodes. Where exactly did the sword go? And the rockets.
Only Master Chief knew.
And the
He's not
shotgun. I mean, you name it, he had it. Where exactly?
He packs some Bengay with him. That's all I can say. From time to time.
Yeah, let's just say that if you want to be a Spartan, prepare to be sore.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, that brings us to the end of our adventures on this episode. Sorry to all the people that we missed out on reading your comments. Unfortunately, we only had, 4 topics to cover, and we covered one per person, so that only left us with 4 people.
And I talk too much, so I apologize.
No, that's all right. I want to say thanks to Ray, who gave a shout out to my wife. Thank you very much. I guess it's because of the dumplings, but that was for past shows.
Hopefully.
Better be, buddy.
I'm coming to your house.
You don't want me to come into your house, bro.
Reverse IP lookup.
I got a special interview I'm going to do with you, buddy.
That'll make a great podcast.
I think it involves that liquid fire we were talking about.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, man. But there was a lot a lot of submissions, and unfortunately, there wasn't that many topics, so
Yeah, well, keep them coming, guys. We will get to more of those in the future. Generally, we do get to more of the comments that people send in, so keep sending stuff in. We'll definitely the earlier you send stuff in, the more likely we are to read it. So, in the meantime, send in your comments, etc., to podtacular@gmail.com. We depend on your submissions to keep the show going. Keep an eye on podtacular.com for an invitation to send in stuff for next week's show, which we record on Tuesdays, by the way, now, and we'll be asking for stuff to send in somewhere around between Friday and Monday. So keep an eye on that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And you can call our listener voicemail at 206-888-HALO. That is 206-888-HALO. And leave a Halo-related message. We play these back regularly on the Customs and Call-In show, which will eventually return.
Yeah, and we, in the meantime, we do have a possible voicemail edition coming out soon. Mm-hmm. So send in your voicemails, man. Let us know what you think about what's going on in the Halo universe, what's going on in Podtacular, what's going on in, general gaming stuff that you think might be interesting to Halo fans.
Absolutely.
And be sure to check us out at podtacular.com. While you're there, check out the forums. There's lots of buzz about Halo 3 and other stuff. I mean, our forums are doing pretty well these days. They're, as far as, activity going on in there. You guys should definitely check that out if you haven't already, man. podtacular.com/forums. And, there's some cool people there, and people are really welcoming, and got a pretty good community going on. I'm proud of it.
I'm pretty proud of them because during the slow times, and there's been plenty of them, they've still gone to the forums and talked about, different games, movies, Photoshop. There's all kind of things going on over there.
Yeah.
So now that things are picking up, it's, a great time to go there, apply, introduce yourselves and, get a client invite and start practicing with some of the fellas and get to know them.
Yeah, make friends and play Halo,
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, there's no clan support. You might as well go there.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely. And I want to say thanks to all the people that contribute to Podtacular, whether it's working on the community or website, contributing to our PayPal to help pay with the hosting bill, or subscribing to the show and reviewing us in iTunes. We couldn't do it without you.
For sure. And check out the other shows on the Gamercast Network, Gamertag Radio, Uncle Gamer, and the Gamercast Network Video Game Show. We're kind of a group going on there, and they kind of have a combined feed going on at GamerCastNetwork.com, which is pretty cool. And they got a community going on there as well. That's kind of a combination of all our communities, so definitely check that out. It's a cool site.
Yeah, and stay tuned because there's some things coming up for the Gamercast Network and everybody who's involved, and we're going to add 2 new shows, which will be announced sometime in the near future, very near future, so keep an eye out.
Definitely. Well, Doodirock, thanks for being on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
No problem, guys. I actually appreciate it. I'm glad to be back podcasting finally.
Yeah, it must feel good, eh?
Yeah, it does.
Sweet. Well, we hope to get you back in the future, man.
I'll be around. You guys can always find me, tooltoplay.com. Go there if you want to look at old people playing video games.
Old there if you want to live.
Exactly.
Yeah, give us, why don't you shout out that URL real quick again?
That's tooltoplay.com, the number 2, old, the number 2, play.com.
Awesome.
Get you in touch with some old dudes. Check it out.
Well, until next time, guys, I'm Fumo Jive.
I'm JVB.
I'm Doodirock.
Keep on fragging trucks.
Keep on flaming hot dogs and Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew.
Definitely. Get yourself a G6.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all about Halo, G6.
Oh, get it, bro. Chick magnet.
Chicks will be stuck to the side of your G6 as you drive along.
Right.
Help me, let me go. No.
No, you're with me, woman. Oh man, just when you're driving that thing, make sure not to go too fast because, with all that, futuristic fuel that you're gonna have to use in your G6.
Well, doesn't it run on Mountain Dew? That's not bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We forgot about.
That's pretty much gasoline anyway.
Everything
right
together.
It all works out.
I think it's flammable.
It definitely is flammable. I think it is flammable.
You see, we have a theme going here. You know, mobile fuel.
We need to make a YouTube of like throwing some experimental Mountain Dew Molotov cocktails.
That's why they have the Mountain Dew. It's the new napalm grenade. We're gonna find that out.
absolutely.
Halo 3.
See,
Just
and the
gonna
game
crack
is
a Mountain Dew and chuck it.
Game fuel indeed, Mountain Dew. Game fuel indeed.
See, during the game, every time he's about to throw one, Master Chief's gonna turn around and go, "Make sure you drink your Mountain Dew," and then he's gonna toss the napalm.
Like a little change
God,
camera
I
shot
hope
to
so.
the front of his face. And, like,
Face gonna turn.
Mountain Dew,
When
the
I'm
drink
out-
of champions.
When I'm out
Winners drink Mountain Dew.
He's gonna be like,
when I'm out killing grunts and saving the world, I'm drinking a Mountain Dew.
And it's like the...
Ah, I need a straw.
I need a straw. I slurp Mountain Dew like a man. What? Huh?
"Hey now,
Easy there, Chief.
gotta know."
Chief, what the heck are you talking about? You heard that?
Margaritas, let me wash it down.
Can't stop. You 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 can't stop.
There's only one thing left to say.
Yeah, you can go in there and be a superstar and get, you know, the
And... call that a netting. JVB, you there? Hello, JVB, you there? Anybody there?
Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
you there?
Yep, I'm back.
The heck? Yeah.
Yeah, major lag.
Major leg spike there, huh?
Yeah, there was like like a weird noise. Remember sometimes, like I said, there's like a noise of Pong being played through my
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I actually heard that.
Huh. I didn't hear it, was just
I
silent.
thought you were just playing Pong.
ding ding.
It's like, oh, he's playing Pong right now. What are you gonna do?
Ding 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 ding.
Wow. Alright.
So yeah.
What's the score?
What's the score?
Okay, so who's next? Am I next?
Yeah.
I'm no.
You sound real sure yourself there.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Okay.
I'm next.
No, yeah, you. Yeah, I don't think from those.
Alright,
I
cool.
think, yeah.
All right. Today I received a package of a package.
Whoa. I definitely heard that.
Today I received a package for my package.
I placed my package in the package, and I'm sending it to you.
Took a while to get my package out.
Oh, hold on a second.
Okay. Open package, insert package.
Gonna be good night.
Alright.
Katas is mean. Okay, sorry.
Open package, insert package. In Spanish now.
All you need is one can of game fuel, and you're fine.
Find it for the next 3 days, man.
I know, dude. You go jogging. You go jogging. You know, lifting weights.
Right.
Come
Yeah.
over here and clean my house. jog all the way to, Fort Lauderdale.
Everything's like in slow motion, like.
Yeah. Boy, dude, everybody's so slow.
GamerCastNetwork.com